the unsung hero. I call that the R2D2, because if you think about all the Star Wars movies, who was the real hero? It's R2D2.
It's R2D2.
Don't argue with me. Just think about it. Just think about all the little shit he does.
1,000 languages.
Just think about all the shit he does. He's plugging in the shit. He's breaking into systems and computers. Just think about it. Okay. So
I got you.
Who is your unsung hero, the R2D2 of yesterday's game? Who's your R2D2? Talk to me.
It's really tough between two guys, but I'm going to say I can only give one, so I'm going to give it to Saliba.
Wow.
Saliba. I love this kid so much. I see him playing, the composure, the play at his feet, the recognition of like when pressure's on him, he knows which pass to go to and where to give it to, and they're always right on the money. I see greatness in this kid. I really do.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous. I mean, he did some great things yesterday. He looks great.
Yeah.
Tremendous football. But unsung hero, I have to go with my R2D2 is, I fought hard. I wanted to give it to Ben White because to me, he made some great blocks late. He's got his hands full. He's playing out of position and he's doing a fabulous job. But Ramsdale, think about those 2 saves he made. Think about him calming the fuck down, not being all wacky and silly. And, he's dialed in now. And I thought, if you go back and you look at that game, there were 2 headers in the second half that, he saved. And I thought Ben White blocked one of them. So he's going to be my unsung hero because, if you think about it, he saved us. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And way to answer the bell. First face off against Leno. I can't argue with it.
There you go. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna go with you, but he's my unsung. He's my R2D2.
Twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
2 friends, 2 minds, and 1 love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Caught in 2 Minds podcast.
Meanwhile, Shelly weaves his way through.
What up? What's really going on? Welcome to the podcast. I'm E. Marshall. That's Fitz, aka at Gooner Rush. Welcome to Caught in 2 Minds. Tremendous Sunday. After all the festivities yesterday, I couldn't be any happier. You know what I mean? And to show you what time it is, everywhere, the excitement, the enthusiasm. I got a little clip.
Okay.
Let me just drop this right quick. See if this shit works. Hold on. Oh, okay. Hold on. Can you hear that?
Turn it up a little.
Oh, okay, hold on. Oh. Look how he Oh, okay, here we go. I'm going to turn it up. That's the Emirates. After the game.
Packed.
Beautiful evening. Everybody's singing. Everybody having a good time. Just tremendous. I just wanted to play that because, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Happy.
I didn't have the opportunity to watch in real time, and I watched several hours later, and I was that excited when it was all over. Yeah, I knew what the score was, but it was still just exciting.
Fun, entertaining game before we get into that, what's been going on with you, Fitz? I see you got your silver glass.
Well, depending on what time we record, there might be something in that cup that to keep you nice and smooth, like smooth criminal, like Zinchenko.
Like bourbon, I think is what you call it.
I love my bourbon. Whiskey of all sorts, international player, folks.
Right.
Thank you.
Of course. You remember when rappers used to walk around with the chalice? Is that what it's called? A big ass Little John and them, they would have a chalice.
Yeah, a chalice.
A chalice with jewels and shit all over it. with syrup and alcohol.
Yeah.
Permethazine and fucking
man, that purple drink, man. You gotta have that scissor.
How miserable do you have to be to just be walking around drinking heavy duty cough syrup?
Ooh.
Life is hard. Anyway,
my stomach turns thinking of it.
Anyway, I got my my no alcohol Heineken. Everybody can see that. Hey. This show isn't being sponsored by anybody, by no means.
Not yet. Heineken hasn't seen it yet.
Right. But yeah. I'm the type of fool that can't really drink. If I do drink, I turn into Frank the Tank. And I start, I might go on a little jog butt naked, and act all wild and
One
crazy.
of the few people, folks. I've witnessed it. Okay. I've witnessed it.
But a funny story. I got a 6-pack delivered, and one of the beers was a real Heineken. Like somebody tried to fuck with me.
Ooh.
I started drinking that shit. My dick got hard. I started looking around. You know what I mean? I was going, like, what is this? And then I looked at the bottle, and it was a regular Heineken. It wasn't alcohol free. So, if you're like me, a square, and you can't handle your liquor, make sure you double check. Make sure you double check those bottles.
Close. It was so close to him. 7:30 in the morning on the couch, hanging off, with the bong leaned up next to him. There was no telling where he was going, folks.
Oh, well, telling personal business on the podcast. All right. Anyway, enough. Arsenal win 2-1. Hosted Fulham. It's a derby, but Fulham ain't been around in a while. But man, all the goals came in the second half.
Yeah,
they scored first. We're gonna get into some of the festivities, but 0-0 after the first half. But I mean, it was very entertaining football to watch. Like I said, the excitement was just the game itself was a great game. Everything the Premiership offers was on display. You got a team that just got promoted, battling a team at the top of the league, giving it everything they got. And the cream rose to the top. We got the victory. What were some of your thoughts in that first half, Fitz?
I mean, for the most part, it was dominated by Arsenal.
Oh yeah, clearly.
It's just we didn't get balls in through, but man, we took nice shots. One of my favorite things to see about it right now is like the balance of the squad. There's a Ben White, Odegaard, Saka thing going on one side, and there's a Zinchenko or Tierney now in this last game, Martinelli,
right,
and Xhaka. Xhaka alarmingly way up the pitch at times, but they've all got a little something going on. They're a little bit different in style on each side, but balanced. I don't worry about the ball going to one side or thinking it needs to go to one side, because that's where we can. Both sides are quite capable.
Yes, definitely. And I forgot to get into the lineups, but there was, there was some lineup changes. Zinchenko, I think, has a slight twist of the knee on Fridays after Friday's training. I'm still trying to figure out what's going on with Partey. I don't know if it's rest or if he's hurt.
I saw something that said Partey had a slight strain in his thigh, and they just sat him for
right
good reason.
Right.
Good reason.
Right. He met somebody at the club You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He took something that wasn't hit that anyway. It's all good. So yeah, so those we had a couple changes in the lineup. Partey, Zinchenko was out. It was kind of good to see Tierney. You could see he was a little rusty, getting back into the swing of things. But as far as doing his job and being solid, yeah, is he as dynamic as Zinchenko? No. But I don't think Arteta allows him the freedom that he allows Zinchenko.
I was just gonna say, like, he doesn't play him the same way, and that's
exactly. So when I saw the lineup, I thought, okay, well, we'll get to see, El Nini. We'll get to see El Nini play, and I wasn't worried at all. I know what El Nini does, and but yeah. Some of the standouts in the first half, you'd have to give it to for me. People go trip and oh gosh, and I saw some people asking what's going on with him, but I thought Saka early on was roaring to go, zipping around, putting pressure on Fulham. Connecting very well with Odegaard, and I thought he looked lively, quick, and ready to go. Like he was gonna make a statement as far as being aggressive. I saw that on display from Saka in the first half.
Yeah, I totally agree, and his ability to just play off guy, like he's starting to really develop a style.
Right.
And he knows how to back into a defender, roll off of that guy, and keep the ball. That's a true talent. Everybody, some people have that little, like, whatever it is that they dribble through guys and somehow they're the ones that come out with the ball. I don't know how. They're quick. They're strong. All of the above is what it takes. But his ability to spin on guys, and not only spin on guys, but really take it up the pitch immediately. Like he could spin and go real good. And it's so dangerous. It's so dangerous.
Great example. He at pace, like he's doing everything at a very high level of pace, and the control he has. When he's trying to break out and get away from people and spinning off them is tremendous. His ball control, his decision making. Would like to see him and Odegaard shoot more. I thought that would have maybe helped us out in the first half if everybody wasn't trying to be too unselfish and just fire on goal. I think we could have really broke the game open in the first half, but we kept trying to make that extra pass. You know what I mean? Like some of that Wenger ball, or just, walk it in kind of. I saw that a lot in the first half. And to go back to another point, that's the difference. Everything you just talked about with Saka and his ability, that's the difference between him and Pepe. Speaking of Pepe, that he's off to France. Good luck to him. Wish him the best. It's a loan. I think he went to Nice. But he would get it, spin off him, keep the ball, and then lose the ball. Whereas I think Saka's decision making, once he gets clear, it's top notch.
There's an extreme danger moment for a defense that Saka recognizes and Pepe doesn't. So when somebody's cutting into the box, defenders are worried. If a ball comes in nice and hard, they might not be able to defend that, so they have to make a decision, and Saka recognizes that. So like sometimes he whips that ball in, sometimes everybody is tense and he just dribbles inside of the guy and brings it into the box himself. Like he knows how to set up defenders. Wonderful kid. Love
definitely.
This kid.
And the first goal, Odegaard's goal, it was a deflection, but him and Saka on that exchange was beautiful. The way they fed off each other and the way Odegaard got it back and finished it. And that was another thing. In the second half, it's like Arteta told these tools, hey, let's start taking shots. Let's start putting shots on goal.
Yep.
And, come on.
Yep.
And you could really see that coming out of the second half. So I thought the adjustment, which would have probably just been, hey, let's just be little more aggressive. Let's start shooting on goal. We know it's Leno. We know he's going to fall apart.
Yeah.
Leno's not going to come out and communicate, give up the winning goal. Now, I'll play it. Take it easy on him.
If I go like other fans of Leno in the past, right? Like now, after one game, right now, end of story. Okay, it's proven now, right? Okay.
Well, that was classic.
Leno's not good. He's not as good as Ramsdale. Okay. All right. Game over. All right. Yep.
That was classic Leno too.
Yeah, it was.
Playing his ass off in the first half, blocking shots, being athletic, doing everything he needs to do. And then, he's just unlucky. He's an unlucky guy. Yeah. He's one of those keepers that are just kind of, Anyway.
Probably that haircut, but,
Anyway. So, yeah, in the second half, we finally got those goals. Mitrovic. Jeez, just a big bully, bullshitter. Like he's punking people, he's running into people, he's falling. To be that big and strong, and then to just be diving and carrying on like that, he is a trip, fool.
He is a trip, man. I didn't realize he's been there that long.
Right.
Like
he just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna stay
hungry and I don't give a damn." Like he's just gonna run through people. I don't care. Yeah,
he's the shenanigans is what's you know what I mean? Because you would kind of, you can respect that style. He's a big burly guy. He's got good touches. He's great in the air. He's physical, but the shenanigans, the falling around, the trying to hurt people. I thought for sure we could have got him sent off yesterday if they had somebody out there to just get under his skin and wind him up, because he's one of those guys that'll always take the bait. And he's a handful. But yeah, he scored first.
On a blunder.
Gabriel made a huge mistake, got caught on the ball. That ball Saka floated to him was just like, whoa, what's he doing? When that ball was in the air, it's like, what's he doing?
I know.
But Gabriel got it, controlled it, and had enough time to clear it away. So that's on him.
Sometimes there's just such thing as a desperation clearance. Like, go ahead, just clear it. Just clear
especially after you receive a ball like that from Saka. Like Saka didn't do you any favors crossing that high looping ball right in the middle of the penalty box.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the second goal. It was
actually, the one thing I want to mark about that first goal is just my favorite part of it was the reaction from Odegaard. He's my captain. This is my captain, and I'm starting to see the fire that I need to see. Once again, I think Martinelli and Jesus established the fire on the team again to start the game. But Odegaard is responding. I could see him. And I think the only thing that holds him back from just having great games usually is if he's just not really hustling all out. When he does hustle all out, he gets into position and he makes things happen.
Yeah, sometimes he looks a little leggy, and sometimes he has a little spring to his step.
True. I don't want to make it sound like he dogs. You're right. That's what I meant. Yep.
Right.
It's just sometimes he's just a little leggy, maybe a little tired.
And the interesting thing with that is that, Partey wasn't out there. And you know what? We'll discuss El Nini later. We got a new little segment we're gonna try. But when El Nini's out there, it's not a lot jumping off as far as you need to be the one that's gonna make the aggressive pass. You need to be a little more active and aggressive out there when El Nini's out there if you're playing Odegaard's position, because you don't have that little extra help from Partey. And I think he took that responsibility well. And another thing to go along with your point, after that goal, you were absolutely right. After that goal, the way he celebrated, but the first person he went up to was Gabriel. and he kind of hugged him and slapped him in the back of the head, like, "Come on, let's do this." You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of shit you want from a captain. The fact that he took it upon himself to be a little more aggressive in that stretch and just get the game tied, like you said, Captain Fantastic.
Yeah.
Beautifully cropped, fair head, feathered child.
I was tripping off his complexion.
Who? Mine?
No, of Odegaard's.
What are you talking about?
It's just, I don't know. You think when you live up there, like he's got a real, like he almost looks like a light skin.
Oh wow.
Like, so his tone is not far off from mine. You know, like
you want him to be in your little tribe. I got you. Well, that's beautiful. A light-skinned Norwegian man with blonde hair. I got you.
Take a look at him next time, folks. Take a look. Just look at him for a sec.
But yeah, no, just took it upon himself to be like, let's get cracking here. But the way he pulled Gabriel aside and kind of slapped the shit out of him, like, come on.
Yep.
Snap out of it.
Yep.
Rob Holding is gonna hook you up with his guy. You're gonna have your hair back. You're gonna grow an afro. Everything's fine. Come on, let's get some confidence. I'll play it. Anyway,
so second goal.
Man of the match for you.
Man of the match.
Yeah. Well, who's your man of the match?
We just been talking about him. I'd give it to Odegaard.
Yeah.
I'd give it to Odegaard. Yeah.
Odegaard was tremendous yesterday.
Thought he was really good. Even in between spots where, like that first half when we got our chances, he was delivering some balls, especially to the back post and stuff.
Oh yeah,
man. I mean, it's hard for me to not give. Actually, I'm gonna save that. Yeah, Odegaard.
Okay, yeah, I would have to agree with that. You think about Martinelli, you think about Jesus, you think about Saka, and the impact they had on the game. And I thought Fulham did a great job trying to neutralize those three. And we needed somebody else to step up, and that somebody was Odegaard all day. Some of Xhaka's decision-making around the box was tremendous. He slipped some nice little passes. I got off him a little bit, it's all kind of weird, him being up there. Doesn't really amount to anything, but I thought some of his decisions, his little passes he slipped through were tremendous. But all in all, you got to give it to Captain Fantastic Odegaard, man of the match. Now, I call, the unsung hero, I call that the R2-D2 because if you think about all the Star Wars movies, who was the real hero? It's R2-D2.
It's R2-D2.
Don't argue with me. Just think about it. Just think about all the little shit he does.
1,000 languages.
Just think about all the shit he does. He's plugging in the shit. He's breaking into systems and computers. Just think about it. Okay. So who is your unsung hero, the R2-D2 of yesterday's game? Who's your R2-D2? Talk to me.
It's really tough between two guys, but I'm going to say I can only give one, so I'm going to give it to Saliba.
Wow.
Saliba. I love this kid so much. I see him playing, the composure, the play at his feet, the recognition of like when pressure's on him, he knows which pass to go to and where to give it to, and they're always right on the money. I see greatness in this kid. I really do.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous. I mean, he did some great things yesterday. He looks great.
Yeah.
Tremendous football. But unsung hero, I have to go with my R2-D2 is, I fought hard. I wanted to give it to Ben White because to me, he made some great blocks late. He's got his hands full. He's playing out of position, and he's doing a fabulous job. But Ramsdale, think about those 2 saves he made. Think about him calming the fuck down, not being all wacky and silly. And he's dialed in now. And I thought, if you go back and you look at that game, there were 2 headers in the second half.
Yeah.
That He saved, and I thought Ben White blocked one of them. So he's going to be my unsung hero because, if you think about it, he saved us. So there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. And way to answer the bell. First face off against Leno. I can't argue with it. I can't argue with it.
There you go. I'm sure a lot of people are going to go with you, but he's my unsung. He's my R2D2. Now there's a trial going on my Twitter. There's a case about Mohamed El Nini, and it's wild. It's wild. So can you handle the truth? Fitz, do you want to defend El Nini, or do you want to prosecute him? And the question is he good enough? How did he play yesterday? Is he good enough? And do we need a better option?
So it's such a loaded question. But I'm going to say this before we get started. It's called "You Can't Handle the Truth." Okay?
I might have some sound effects next week, but that was tight. I love it.
So, but I'm definitely I'm defending him. I am defending. I'm the defendant today, and
wow. Okay.
Here's the deal.
Go for it.
Nobody's asking El Nini to put in shifts on a weekly basis. Nobody's asking him to carry the squad when he's out there. He's given very specific instructions on where he needs to be, and he does it. He does it.
Yes, he does.
Like, he does what's asked of him, and what's asked of him is not the same as what you ask of Partey, the guy he replaced. And I can't stress enough how many times we've lost Partey to injury. Let's not be risking things and and forcing Partey to play in the game because I just don't trust. Arteta's true feeling about anybody on his team is he trusts people. So if he trusts you, you're on the pitch most likely, because that's what it's all about to him. That you're going to listen to him and you're going to do things the way that we've been doing in training. I trust you to get it done, and he can trust El Nini.
I agree.
And to the last part of that, I just say that would I want somebody else, or is there somebody that would be better? I mean, of course there are options. I'm not realistically sure what is out there that we might be able to get our hands on. There's rumors. I think we're talking about something later on that, but yeah, that's where I'm at.
You made a nice little defense for El Nini. Now I'm gonna put his ass in jail. Now I'm just playing. El Nini, look, everything about El Nini is what you need. You need to have people like El Nini on your team. I know this. If you've ever been on a team, you need a guy who ain't gonna say shit, who ain't gonna complain. He's gonna stay ready. He's going to work hard for the team. And what you just talked about, he's going to listen to the coach's instructions and do what's asked for him. That's what, the people on Twitter that are raging on him about the way he plays and he's not aggressive enough. He's doing what Arteta asked of him. And you can't blame that. You can't, get angry at that at all. You really can't. But I will say this. The person we're being rumored to be going after is Tielemans. Is Tielemans a better option than El Nini? Of course he is. Of course he is, without a doubt. Now, is Tielemans the type of person that wants to sit on the bench? This is a World Cup year. You know how people are. They get angry. They need to play. They want to make their World Cup squads. They have to be playing regularly. And, is he the type of person that, he might not get out there if Partey and Xhaka are healthy. So you never know. But I'm all over the place here. I'm going to say we need to have a better option than El Nini, just because yesterday's game, you could see what was lacking, you know. Now, do we need to go out and buy another player? I don't know, because I think Zinchenko can fill in for Partey. I think we haven't seen this guy Vieira. You know, there's we haven't seen the progression of Sambi Lakanga. You know what I mean? So there's other options. We just need to see him play before I think we need to go out and buy somebody. But yes, I'm gonna say El Nini is not the guy if we're trying to push for everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
You know, if we're trying to win Europa League, FA Cup, you know, we're trying to go on cup run for everything, then I think we would need a better option than El Nini. I think El Nini on a Carling Cup, you know, on a cold Monday in Burnley is who you want out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want a soldier like El Nini out there on those nights. But big matches against big teams, if we have an injury to either Xhaka or Partey, I think we need an upgrade. But I love the guy.
I do agree. I
love the guy because, like you said, he's doing everything Arteta asked of him. He's not Partey, you know.
Right.
Know, people are going crazy online, you know, denigrating him, but it's like he's not Partey. He doesn't play that way. But he's going to run everywhere. He's going to try to cover for you, and he's going to make the safe pass. He didn't lose the ball once yesterday, and I think he was like 56 out of 57 on his passive. You know, so and you're going to have people say, "Oh, well, he's not passing the ball forward. It's easy to pass sideways." Right, but we still. What was the damn possession yesterday? What was the possession? 72% possession we had. They had 28.
Yeah.
So him passing the ball sideways and back a couple times, you know, just take it easy. It wasn't his fault we were in the position we were in. You know, do we need another center back?
You know,
Gabriel messed up anyway. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
El Nini thing is great though. I just like he, you know. Like we said, you know, you get a more aggressive El Nini when we're playing, you know, opening rounds of Europa League, and
he scored a few goals.
The Carling Cup or whatever they call it these days, the Caribou Cup. You know, you get him, and I mean at that point he's actually dangerous. You know, the fact that we should have somebody better is very true. But it's not like, to replace El Nini. It's just be another person added to the squad. But El Nini, I still want him to get his time when we need him to get his time. You know, like he has to stay sharp. He's got to play. Like
we created I wanted to defend El Nini, but Fitty beat me to the punch. So, but he did everything. Look, it wasn't his fault. We didn't break Fulham down yesterday. We broke Fulham down a lot. You know,
a bunch
in the first half and in the second half. We had something like 22 shots. You know what I mean? So for people to get angry at El Nini starting against a Fulham at home, you know, it's like, you know, who do you think we are?
Part of the thing that I did give a nod, whether it was injury or not, man, I was happy that Arteta got a couple people in. You know, just.
Because Europa League is coming up.
Yeah. We got 4 wins now under our belt, and a couple other people got some starts, and maybe you can get one more in next week. And, you know, actually we got a short week. Maybe a couple more guys get a start instead. But we need to be able to rotate. We got to be able to rotate. That's why I think, you know, Fabio Vieira, he's going to be important. We need him. And
I can't wait to see him play. Hopefully he gets some time on Wednesday. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It wasn't like we were playing Man City out there and we had no other option but El Nini. We were playing Fulham at home. I'm sure he's, you know, the same people that trust Arteta want him in, you know, laud him as a genius, the smartest guy in the room. He's got all these brilliant ideas are, you know, shitting on the fact that he played El Nini against Fulham. You know, do you trust him or do you not trust him? You know, is he a genius or is he not a genius? Because, you know, he likes El Nini. He offered him another contract.
Right.
And so I thought he filled in. I thought we created enough chances.
Yeah.
And all the debate, on Twitter, to me is just, we're 4-0. We're
Yeah.
top of the table, and fools are going off on we need a better option than El Nini.
Yeah. It's just searching for something to sound like the smartest guy in the room,
Right. And it's
why we do a podcast that makes us sound like the smartest guy in the room. So
right.
I get it.
Right. But to me, I just think it's overkill. I don't want anybody to come in that's going to disrupt the chemistry, the team spirit, the camaraderie that you can see and feel when you watch TV now. Like they're a team. And I don't want anybody to come in and be mad and sad because he's not playing and he's got a World Cup coming and oh my gosh. Well, I don't want anybody to disrupt that. Now, if Tillemans has the right attitude and he understands that, it's based on form week in and week out, whether you get time, then sure, bring him on in. But if he's the type of guy that's going to act ugly and be like, well, fuck this. Yeah, I'm cool with El Nini. I'm cool with Zinchenko. I'm cool with Vieira. All these people, Lakanga. I trust the fact that Arteta is keeping him with the club, not loaning him out. I trust Arteta enough to realize that, okay, he must have some confidence and belief in Lakanga.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this is why you have a spread on your roster. You want a diverse spread of ages on your roster, different people at different stages in their career. El Nini's in a spot where, if I can finish out with Arsenal and play 3 more years and just make some money and live in London, that's my goal. That's my dream,
Mm-hmm.
He ain't got no desires to go anywhere else. So that's cool. We got somebody that's down for the program.
He's a soldier.
Yeah.
A soldier. Anyway, enough of that. Leave El Nini alone. He's on the team. He just signed a contract. He's going to be here. And when you need him the most, trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. We're going to play this again later on when it does happen, when we in our darkest hour, when we need him the most, when we're on the road against Slovenia in the knockout stages of the UEFA Cup.
Yeah.
That's when El Nini shines. He always going to be there. Always.
Yep. And outside the box, might be the best midfielder shooter on the team.
And that's something to be said. He's always gonna be there.
Yeah.
Always. When you need him the most. Beautiful. I'm gonna cry. Egypt. There you go. All right. So with that said, transfer market's ending on Friday? September 1st. Mm-hmm. Everybody's shitting their pants. We got to bring in Tillemans. We got to bring in Neto. We got to do this. Oh, my gosh, if we can do this. Oh, what do you say, Fitz? Do we need anybody? Are you happy with the team?
I'd like to see another signing.
What position is that, my friend?
That's the part I'm a little shaky on, but I feel like probably I think the questions are whether it's winger or midfield.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say defensive midfield is where I'd like to just have somebody signed. I don't know. Tillman's might be too big of a shot just because, like what you were just pointing out. I'm not sure if we need somebody that feels like they're on the rise in their career, and now we're gonna give them half the games that they've been playing the last couple of years.
Right.
So, I don't know if there's somebody, I'm not sure who it could be that I want. I mean, Paqueta of all the names that have been listed is the one I want.
Yeah. He who got him? I think,
did somebody just sign him?
Yeah. Somebody just signed him. I forget. Cause I'm so wrapped up in Arsenal. I don't know what anybody else is doing, but I think maybe Newcastle, Aston Villa, somebody weird got him. But yeah, I would like to see if we can get Tillemans and he has the right attitude. I would love to have him at the team. Mm-hmm. I think that would be great. Mm-hmm. Because Partey he's not dependable. This last
Just
Saturday.
health-wise.
This last Saturday showed me that because it's like, damn, you wake up and the fool ain't playing. It's all kind of shit like
I
that.
mean, not in practice, man. I mean,
so I would love to see somebody that can come in there and be just as effective as Partey as far as the attack and going forward. And that's what El Nini lacks. But like I said, if we don't get anybody, I think we have enough to compete for, the main things that I'm competing for, or I would like to see, I would like us to be like, this is what we're going after: the league and an FA Cup.
Yeah.
As far as Europa, play the kids, have a good time. If we go on a long cup run, then start making some adjustments, mix in some vets, mix in some of the starters, and really try to go for it. But for now, I would really like to see us just go for league and an FA Cup, win the double, be happy in Champions League the next year, and go for that the next year, because I don't Emil Smith Rowe, he can play on either side. We got cover there. Plus, I'm sure Vieira can, Fabio can. It would be nice to have a nice, solid, backup for Saka. It really would. But Neto plays on the left, so I know he can play both, but he plays on the left.
I think Vieira could play either side, they say.
Yeah.
I feel Vieira probably fills in out wide, and if Odegaard needs a replacement, Smith Rowe goes there, or Smith Rowe goes out on the wings if we need him.
Right. So I think we're good right now. But if we
I'll tell you what, this would be the only thing in the defensive mid that I'm looking for. I'm not positive how fast or how quick Tielemans is. Yeah. I want a defensive mid that leans on the quicker side than on the big and rough and tumble side.
Okay.
I just like, if we had to go rough and tumble big guy, then we can put Xhaka back there. Like, if that's what we had to do. I don't want a guy that's going to get beat because he's just not quite quick enough. So just somebody that's a little more swift of feet. Maybe that's Tielemans. I'm not sure what his profile is like, if that's him or not. But
I think that's a good point. Because you think about Partey and Xhaka, they're not the quickest.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I would. I'm still kind of curious to see Zinchenko fill in one of those spots too. I think we have enough cover. I think the team. I think we're ready to go. If we bring in a Neto. If we bring in a Tielemans, then we're obviously, they're telling me that we're going for everything. We're trying to win every damn thing we can.
Yeah.
And we have the size, the squad depth to do that this year.
The core of this team is that back line. We are solid back there, which means that, you could start a El Nini. You can start a guy like that because the back line's they scored on an accident yesterday.
Right. Yeah. It was we created enough chances. I'm with you on that. He ain't gonna you're not gonna catch El Nini on the ball. He's not gonna make a loose pass. He's gonna keep it real buttoned up and tidy. But going forward and trying to make a killer pass. You gotta find somebody else for that.
Yeah.
What I mean? Odegaard is gonna have to take it upon himself when he receives that ball that he's got to be the guy that does that, and that's what he did yesterday.
Yeah,
that was so fantastic. All right, enough with the transfer market. I don't even look into it no more. 20 years ago, you should have seen me scouring the internet, looking for rumors and talking points and all. I could give two shits about the transfer market, who we're going to buy, what are we doing, because, hey, Arteta, in Arteta I trust. Look at me. I can't believe I just said that. They got it all figured out. They analytics, they do all that shit. So whoever they get and whoever they bring, I'm cool with it.
the mentality what I'm looking for.
You look at Tavares scored another goal. Him and Guendouzi celebrating together and shit.
I
Tavares scored another goal. There's another guy. Oh, get him out of here. He's not good enough. He's wild. He's crazy. He sucks, man. We need some. Right. You got to give these people time.
Yeah.
You know, the Premier League is a hard league. So hopefully he does great. Comes back like William Saliba, and then we got another one. Then from this point on, we're loaning everybody to Marseille. If Tavares comes back all dialed in with his shit together, we're loaning.
I don't know what kind of wine y'all drinking, whatever. We sending our players your way. Okay, they're going down there.
We're loaning everybody to Marseille. Here you go. Develop them. Thank you. Anyway, last thing before we get out of here, do Arsenal celebrate too much? Like, what kind of shit is this?
It's just crazy. I mean, it's just nuts. Like, and for teams that just beat on us for so many years now, like you guys ain't shit. Like, and we finally got something going, and we're supposed to like not be so happy.
Right?
Get out of here, dude. Get out of here.
There's a complete, the conspiracy theory is, as an Arsenal fan, everybody hates us. The media, they're always making little jabs. We're soft. We ain't shit. They'll never get their shit together. Do they celebrate too much? Like, is that even like a real thing? Like, just think about what you're saying. Do you celebrate too much? If you're celebrating, it should be like, whatever.
Yeah, the word says celebrate. There can't be a level of it. Right. It's just to celebrate. Like,
there's a level of celebration you have to,
Isn't it the biggest stadium in the Premier League?
Nah, it's probably not. It's I think it's Old Troutmouth. They got 76,000. Old Trafford.
But there's a lot of people in there, and when they're all happy, I bet it sounds pretty loud. And I get it.
The whole thing is ridiculous, though. You can celebrate however you want to celebrate. Jose Mourinho and Jurgen Klopp does the fist pumps after the game. They get the crowd hyped.
Yeah.
Liverpool fans are singing. They're doing all kind of shit. Not a word.
Celebrate like Tuchel and start a fight.
Right. Not a word. Jurgen Klopp, he's fist pumping and running around. Not a word. Arsenal celebrate for a little bit. Oh, it's too much, man. You guys are ridiculous. No class. And another thing before we get out of here, the ref, I don't know what his name was. I don't know what's going on to him, but he was lost. You see that look in his eye? He didn't know what the fuck was going on. He had no control over the game. He wasn't near decisions. That fool was lost.
You know what, man? I'm gonna say this, to be continued. I'm gonna touch on this next week because I actually had I got a good one for you next week. All right.
And you gotta go?
Oh no. I'm looking at that clock. I know.
Oh, I don't care. How long did it take after Gabriel's goal, the winning goal? Like, they let it go. Everybody celebrate. Nothing. Not a word of VAR. Nothing. Like, it had to be like at least 3 or 4 minutes later. The announcers, they're checking on that. They're trying to.
But I love how they leaked the story to the announcers. Like,
we're looking.
They're like, okay, so it sounds like they're looking for a handball. I was like, a handball? Right. Where did that come from? Who had a handball?
Right. The amount of time, like, they scoured that. They just like were, Can we screw them at all? Is there any way? Is there any way? Come on, keep looking. No. Arsenal went 2-0, top of the league, 4 wins in a row. E. Marshall, Cotton Two Minds. You know the deal.
I'm at Gooner Rush.
At Gooner Rush. Thanks for tuning in. And peace out. Come on, you Gunners.
Peace.
Twisting, turning. That's a penalty, is it? No, he's still going. Oh, how about that? How about that?
Thank you for tuning in to Cotton Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review. All feedback is much appreciated. And be sure to follow us on Twitter at CITM Podcasts, at Guna Rush, and at eMarshall Comedy. The music of this podcast is brought to you by Statics. If you like what you hear, please head on over to staticsmusic.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter and Instagram at Statics Music. That's STATX Music. Peace.